Hello, welcome to you all in Digital Softics. In this session, we are going to explore the Python development, or you can say Python programming. So, Python is one of the emerging language in software development, and that is why its rank is number one. And today we are going to explore this language. So, a simple introduction about me. My name is Afrasiab Khan, and I am a software engineering graduate. I am a JetBrains Python developer. So I will really help you to learn about the Python programming, and I will try to give you the very simple understanding to learn about the Python language. So let's move on towards today's agenda. So today's agenda include the introduction towards Python programming, what Python can do, what are their objectives, and what are the basic and modern applications and trends of Python programming. So we're going to explore this. Why Python? So there's a lot of languages you can learn, but the importance of Python will be explored to you. So why Python? Why we can study Python? So we will focus upon these basic reasons. We have the Python compared with other programming languages. There are a lot of languages as I discussed earlier. So why we cannot learn about Java, C Sharp, Ruby, Swift? There are a lot of framework you can learn, but Python is the need of today. So we will focus upon how we can learn Python, what is the basic reason behind the learning of Python. So today we going to explore these concepts, and I will try to give you the basic understanding of Python programming. So we have the introduction towards Python programming. Python is a popular programming language, and that is why everywhere is Python. So that is why we can learn and we can explore the popularity of programming language that is called Python. So Python is a programming language, and it is very popular. Everyone talking about Python, and the developer or the creator of Python is Guido van Rossum, which he released this language in 1991. So it is very early language, but their importance and dominance on other programming languages is more than their versions, which is modern. But the modern language, so that is why this is a modern language and we can learn, and that is why its importance is more than the other programming languages. It is basically used for software development, web development, mathematics, and machine learning. So Python is widely used in different frameworks. So we can develop softwares, we can develop the web-based application, we can create apps with Python, we can create the different frameworks and different tools with the help of Python. So in this tutorial series we will going to the basics concepts along with the Python objectives and Python development for modern applications. So we have the mathematics. So with the help of mathematics we can create we can solve a lot of problems. We can create machine learning objects, machine learning models. So Python help us to develop these models and these modern applications. So that is why it is used widely in software industry. So what Python can do, with the help of Python we can create web-based applications. There's a lot of framework, Django, Flask. So a lot of frameworks are used. We will explore these framework one by one. We can connect with the database Python language, and we can modify the files and the data which is stored in the our database. So that is why Python is used for desktop applications, where we can connect with the help of database. So we can handle big data. So big data is everywhere. Big data is a very modern concept, and Python help us to handle the big data, to how we can store, how can retrieve information from the data. So that is why to handle big data, so these are the very big concepts. So we will explore these things. So it's just introduction. To perform complex mathematical calculations, as I discussed, we can create models, we can there's a Python library NumPy. So NumPy is a machine learning library. We can solve a lot of problems. We can solve a lot of calculations with the help of Python. So when we can solve, then you will see how we can mathematically calculate the concept with the help of Python. So to produce rapid prototyping, so rapid prototyping means that Python can work with other programming languages. For example, if we have a software, and a software was developed in Java, so with the help of Java, we can boost, we can work with this, with that software. That is why it is developed in Java. But Python help us to create modules, and that module integrated with our entire application. So that is why Python can work with other programming languages. So that is why it is very necessary, and it is called rapid prototyping language. So we have why Python. So Python work with different platforms: Mac, Windows, Linux. So it is very independent, machine independent language. So like other programming languages, this Python can use for Mac, on Windows, on Linux. Syntax is very simple. For if you have any experience related to C++ and Java, you can import libraries, and you can just talking about these complex syntax. So its syntax is very simple: print Python, and that solve, and you can see the output. We have the support object oriented programming language. Object oriented programming is a very important concept, which consists of classes and objects, and the abstraction of polymorphism. So we will explore this object oriented programming in Python also. No case sensitivity, so just indentation, so where you can just be an arrangement of the code in this entire editor. So there's no case sensitivity, rather than just indentation. We will explore indentation. Indentation is very simple. So Python compared with other programming languages, so Python is a very simple language like English language. You can say print Python, and there are a lot of functions, a lot of names, a lot of words. You can see, oh, this is English language, but it's a Python. So Python is very near towards the English language. So that is why it is very easy to learn. Python is use new line for command, while other languages use semicolon. So it is a semicolon, and the a lot of complications, Java and C sharp and other programming languages, but Python is independent from these complex. We have Python relies on indentation. Indentation means they're using white spaces to define the scopes. For example, we have the print. So this is a simple Python step in a print hello world, and you can see hello world. There's no need of case sensitivity, no need of some kind of semicolon on libraries. So Python is independent from these things. So it is the bit of introduction towards the Python, and I hope that you will understand about the importance of Python. So Python is widely used in machine learning and artificial intelligence, and that is why it is really important, and these are modern concepts, and these are necessary concepts. So it is just a bit of introduction, and stay with us and subscribe for more updates, and we will explore this Python programming, and you will be a Python developer. Thanks for watching.